Okay, in the tail wheel installation, just follow basically the instructions here, and coming over to this side over here, you're looking back down here. Well, right here, they're telling us to take that ball link and glue it in, and that's not gonna get it for me because I don't trust it. So what I'm gonna do is I went and I took one of my push rods and I cut off some threaded part of it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ball link and I'm going to thread it and put it in here with that threaded, and then I'm going to tap it in and put it into the rudder itself. So I've got that ready to go. And then also when I lined up the wheels, I drew a line here, as you can see on my piece of paper. I took the tail wheel assembly and then I lined it up here with the lines going all the way up, and then I took the steering rod and lined it up on the line, and you get the idea. I sat back and I lined everything up, got it all straight, tightened down all of the Allen screws, so it's pretty true right now. I mean, we'll probably do some final adjustments later, but I'm going to mount it up here and bring it back to you and show you how all of this came out. Okay, got the tail wheel on, and what you have to do is you have to make sure you get a straight line, and there's the center rib. If you look straight up, you can just see it. The center rib, you just follow that all the way back to here, and you're pretty much dead center all the way back. And I pre-drilled the holes. They said in the instruction manual to use a 2mm. It makes the holes a little too big, so I didn't use a 2mm. I used a 1.5mm drill, and then I tapped it out with screws and then put in some medium CA, let it harden up, and then while I was doing that, ended up putting together the rest of the gear linkage and everything, and then also came back and made this little bracket back here in the back, which they suggested to drill a 4mm hole into the back and then drop this way down. Well, what I did, I dropped it down. I pre-sunk it a little bit with a 4mm, but then I came in with a 2mm drill and went down with the shaft that I'd showed you earlier, and it's nice and tight. It's good stability. It doesn't work on. Another thing that I found out by mistake was when working the gear here, as you take and actuate and come over to the side, it pulls in. If you notice, it pulls in. And then what I did is I cut it too short, so I had to take another piece of push rod and make it. So what I'm saying is that make sure from here to here you got about 1.5 inches, 2 inches almost, because it sucks in as it turns. As you see, it'll suck in back and then it comes back out. So it gives it some room to slip around in there. But other than that, just lining it up, lining up the wheels, getting them straight down the center, and you should be good to go. Okay, we're getting close to the end here now. This is just follow the instructions that are on the instruction manual about how to mount your wheels on the landing gear and your wheel pants and everything. You should be just right on the money. Coming up underneath here, you have Allen bolts that bolt into, but there's no blind nuts that are here. What we have is down inside there. Let's see if I can zoom in here. Just where your bolts come in, you got to get I've got a nut driver that I took and I put a piece of tape in this just over the top of the end here, put the nut in there, and then went back down inside here and just push the bolt up from the bottom and then tightened it like that. So that's basically how you can take on and put on your landing gear. I'm in the part right now. I'm putting on the decals. I did the rudder here, come back over here and put the Oracle up on the cowling. One thing that's in the instructions manual is down here on the wheel pants. They show that they have a decal that says Raven. Well, there wasn't any in mine. So I saw this guy on YouTube. He had his Raven, and what he did is he painted some bird claws on there. So I thought, you know, I'll do the same thing. So there's my rendition of bird claws. Anyway, this was owl's feet, but I thought it looked pretty good comparison to the rest of the plane coming in. It's supposed to be a Raven. Okay, we got the servo in, we got the linkage in, connected to the service horn here. We got the aileron taped to the neutral position. Arm is in neutral position. We've set it with the receiver and the transmitter, so everything's all set. We'll go ahead and connect this part right here with the Allen bolt in here to the service horn, to the servo arm, and get it all ready for when we attach it. And everything's all ready. The other wing's already done. We're just going to put this one here together and then set it up. Okay, we attached the linkage and taken off our tape here, and right here aileron is nice and even all the way across. Servo arm actuates perfect. So once we get it all hooked up and the electronics, we'll go from there. Almost done.